My name is Jimma McWilson. I am co-founder of the Family Empowerment Student Achievement Institute, and today was all about best academic practice and best academic practitioners. We had people in the audience who we consider influencers, idea influencers, and these are the people who can actually speak to this from various points of view. They come from all over, and they're going to go out and they're going to talk about this. But they're going to talk about it because they talk to the people, ask questions of the people who did a presentation on what it takes to be a high-achieving school.
I'm here to share best practices, things that my school does to achieve success with student achievement, and really share with other practitioners and families and provide suggestions to hopefully enhance education in all of their schools as well. I hope that everyone's able to walk away with some actionable steps, things that they can start doing tomorrow, Monday, to start enhancing education for our students.
I guess I'm kind of so narrowly focused on making sure that our students have all the resources that they need to succeed. I see myself and a team of people that work with me every day as barrier removers. That's what we do. Whatever that barrier is, it may be academic, it may be social emotional, it may even be a mental health barrier, it may be even geographic. It is our job to figure out how to remove that so that our kids are free to excel to the places that they've been destined to do. And that's the love of my work. That's what drives me every single day.
In my position as a faculty member here in the Beasley College of Education, my goal is to prepare our teacher candidates to work in urban school districts. I'm a product of an urban school district, and I try to prepare our students both culturally as well as intellectually to work in those environments. And so what that means is kind of preparing them for some of the issues that they're going to face in those environments. A lot of it has to do with kind of preparing their mindset in terms of what things they're going to face, not necessarily in terms of the students, I mean that's a part of it, but also really as it relates to the system of education, and how historically, my thing is educational history, how education has sometimes been used to not provide our students with as many opportunities as they oftentimes need. And so when students are faced with that reality, and they'll see that when they go into the classrooms, you know, what are they going to be willing to do? Are they going to be able to fight and be an advocate for the students, or do they just pretty much support the status quo? Are they going to pick up the mantle and fight for all students to ensure that all students have equal opportunity going forward?
For the last 5 years since I've been, well, 4 years since I've been president, we've been trying to locate organizations throughout the city that were willing to work with us, the NAACP, to try and show that kids can learn, and poverty in our community is not the main problem. What we have been trying to say for the last 2 or 3 years is the fact that we need to be working together for the benefit of the children, for the benefit, because that's the thing that we're hearing here today from both principals, that they are doing what's necessary for the children, not for the adults. And both principals have said the same thing. They have their teachers coming in and they talk to their teachers, and they provide the very best teachers for the students who need the help the most.
I'm a member of the Youngstown City School Board, and I am very much interested in all things that can help us bring ourselves out of academic malaise, if you will. And so the reason I came was to hear from education experts, if you will, and to ask my questions, my concerns that I have as a resident and as a board member about academics in Youngstown. Local community regains control of the district, and we can start moving our district in the right direction academically based on what we've heard, what I've heard and others have heard from experts, if you will, and so that we can, of course, get things moving in the right direction.
You know, if more students came to stuff like this, we would be able to handle the system more, and I feel like it would improve a lot more rapidly than what it is. I really wanted to make an impact and get my questions answered on how I can help the city.
Well, I'm a part of the NAACP, and this chapter, and particularly this group, they are 100% for education. And I'm very much a part of that. The education is everything. You know, it's for every state, for every city, and it's for every child, and what the teacher does with that child, that he will determine what he's going to be. So whether it's a fireman or a teacher or a politician or whatever, but you can't get through life without some kind of education.
It's important for everyone to understand that educational excellence equals economic empowerment. It's very important for everyone to understand that if there is anything that impedes the educational excellence of our children, it has to be identified. And these best practices show that basically nothing, it can be overcome, but the rules that are set in place are not necessarily meant for the best interest of the children, and that we have to do the things that we know how to do in order to make sure that the kids succeed and be very educated and achieve more than they've had.
It was a time in my community where children are seen and not heard. Well, if you don't hear what they're experiencing from their mind, how do you know how to tweak or develop them along better lines if you're not listening to them? It's just about people coming out of their comfort zone, putting their egos to the side, and let's roll up our sleeves and implement something.
This whole event this morning at Youngstown State University was to collaborate with the United Way, collaborate with the Begley School of Education, collaborate with the people in the community who have concern about our children and the system and how it works. But more importantly, to help them gain information on how to define best academic practices by the definitions that they receive from best academic practitioners. We all need to do this in the united way, meaning we need to work together, be united, and therefore we can produce best academic practices for our kids.